Okay.
So I'm Justus Heuer and I played Trickstar today, this weekend at the German Nationals. I got 5th place after Swiss. I was 9-1-1, but I lost in top 64, sadly. So for my list, I played, of course, the Trickstar engine, which is triple Candina, triple Lycoris and Lilybell. It's the standard number of Trickstar monsters. Nothing to change about that. Then I also played triple Eater of Millions. This is the one card of my main deck that I'm not entirely convinced of. You might play it. It's actually quite good against the Sky Striker Trickstar because it can run over everything they put on the field, and they can't really out it that easily, and also baits Widow Anchor. So, but against pure Sky Striker, it's pretty much useless because erase still triggers if you banish the link monsters with it. So I almost always sided out against that. Then of course triple Ash, the best hand trap this format, and triple Droll, which is standard for Trickstar as well. For spells, triple Light Stage and triple Terraforming, standard. The best card in the deck, triple Skateboard, and triple Desires. I play 3 of Desires because I don't really see a problem in drawing 2 Desires. You can often you can resolve 2 of it in one game and it doesn't really disturb you. Like the only card that you don't want to banish is Lilybell, and the rest almost always doesn't matter. Except if you banish a 3 of Light Stage or something like that, but that doesn't really happen in anyway, so yeah. Then for traps, 3 Reincarnation, standard, 3 Solemn Strike. This is the best generic trap this format. It also outs the Trickstar the Sky Striker links without triggering Ray, because if their summon is negate, they aren't on the field already. And it's also the best generic trap for any other rogue matchup except maybe for True Draco, but yeah. Then triple Heavy Storm Duster. This card is especially good against Sky Striker and Trickstar and all the other top decks at the moment, like Altergeist and True Draco, which were the most represented decks at the Nationals. And also, if your opponent is trying to play around the Reincarnation Draw combo, he almost always is going to set all his power spells to the back row, so you can just pop them, 2 of them with Heavy Storm Duster. It's a 3+1 and you take your opponent a lot of his options. And the last cards in my deck are triple Anti-Spell Fragrance. This is a very good floodgate, this format, for going first against the top decks, so Sky Striker and Sky Striker Trickstar. Against those 2 decks, this card is also good going second because there are they keep a lot of their spells in hand that they don't set with the multi-roll, and so you just flip anti-spell on them and force them to set it. So, and on the next turn you can just banish all of their spells with Trisbaena. So this combo came in a lot during the weekend. I can recommend you to run this card, it's really good. For the extra deck, I played the one Borrowload, of course, and one Firewall, and it never came up during the weekend. I would have made it once, but I misplayed and I couldn't resolve it, so I never summoned it, but you have to play it, of course. The one in Girsu, it's very good, of course, as well. It outs a lot of stuff, and you should play it definitely. The Trisbaena, in my opinion, the best extra deck monster, combination with other than Borrowload. This is just like a Heavy Storm from the extra deck and also deals damage, so you can sometimes finish your opponent with that card. Then the one Holly Angel, it's very useful if you only draw the Trickstar part of your deck to run over big monsters of your opponent, or to OTK your opponent, because this in combination with Lilybell and Lycoris during the battle phase can dish out a lot of damage. For Nightmare monsters, I just played one Phoenix and one Cerberus, also one Goblin. The Goblin almost never comes up, just sometimes if you want to normal summon 2 Candinas in one turn, because she's of course not once per turn. But the best of them is of course Phoenix, because it can pop a lot of annoying spells and traps, and you can always get them on the field just with Scapegoat and trigger the effect while being multi-linked to a Link Spider, and you can also draw a card. 1 Mrs. Radiant for the OTK with out of escape for the maximum amount of damage out of 1 scapegoat, and which is necessary this format is to play triple Link Spider, because if out of 1 scapegoat you always need at least 2 Link Spiders, so you have to play 3 to not run out of them, and we don't have Link Horrible yet here in Germany. And 1 Trickstar Bloom, I played this card just because it sometimes comes up to either make Ningirsu or to ditch out another 400 damage with Holy Angel, or one time I finished my opponent by letting him draw the card and dealing 400 damage with Lycoris. And I play 2 Exceeds in my deck, which is 1 Breaksword. I can make this out of 2 Lycoris or Lycoris in a hand trap, and it can out big monsters or floodgates, and a Tornado Dragon. But this was a last minute decision in the queue, but I never summoned it, so you can kick it if you want to add something else. Then the side deck, Triple Vader against Goki and Spiral and all those going first decks that spam their board, and against some rogue decks like Dinos is also good. Triple Ras Fear Mode against the Nightmare decks to have a chance to out their board, and Triple Ghost Oracle. This is in my opinion the best hand trap against rogue matchups, and Trickster struggles sometimes against rogue matchups, so you need something for that matchup, so I played Triple Ghost Oracle. Then Triple Shared Right for the mirror match or some Sky Striker Trickster decks. This card is very good in those matchups, can get you so many pluses or stop the opponent's turn entirely, so I would definitely recommend you to run 3 of those. And last card, Triple Evenly Matched. I only resolved this once, but it is definitely very good also against back row decks.